What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to episode 8 of the Streamer Zone podcast. This week, we're going to be going over networking as a Twitch streamer, Mixer streamer, any type of streamer that you possibly could be. I know that sounds terrible. And the importance of taking days off and making content outside of your streaming platforms that you're typically on. So, Fran, just take it away.
First of all, if you guys like the videos, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button so you'll be able to see when our next videos go live. You don't want to miss those. And I say we just get right into it. So, recently, it's been going around. There's been quite a few of the bigger streamers that have been open about streaming and how many hours they've been putting into it, taking a mental toll on them. And everyone thinks like all these guys are making so much money and they have all the viewers, and what can they possibly have to hate, and what can possibly be bringing them down. But it's important that no matter what size of a streamer you are, that they're people just like you and I. Like, they get burned out, they get tired, they get exhausted. So with them finally opening up and saying, hey, I need to take time off, I need to have a set schedule and drop it down a little bit, not stream 12 hours a day, not stream 7 days a week, is very important. And it's something that I've been trying to figure out and hone in this whole year. So I think that number one is getting a consistent schedule and sticking to it. If you don't stream on weekends or whatever the case may be, or you can't stream during the week, try to keep that as consistent as possible. Even if you have time, like on the weekends, you're like, hey, I want to stream all weekend, and I'll just start the normal schedule up on Monday and stream all week. Just remember not to get burned out on the weekends or streaming on your off days, whatever that may be, because you may not think it's happening, but your content level and like your energies level come down the more days in a row you stream. So it's important to take time and make sure you're staying as mentally focused as possible. And Robbie, I know you've been doing very good at that, a lot better than me.
Yeah, I think there's also an importance to, as a small streamer, not to stream every single day, and instead maybe stream 2 or 3 times a week, maybe even closer to 2. I think that would be even better. And spend the rest of your time networking, making content on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, things like that. I mean, that's going to be really big as far as growing your channel. So where you could do a 12-hour stream and you'll have that audience. I mean, starting out at 0 viewers or even like 1 or 2 average viewers, it just kind of, it takes a mental toll on you when you're streaming and trying to grow, but all you're trying to do is grow on your streaming platform. And I just think that's a really big thing, is try to grow your audience outside where it's a little bit easier to get discovered, easier to grow, and then bring them to your Twitch channel where you guys can actually interact and kind of grow that friendship that I always talk about. Is streaming is all about building friendships and building a community based around like knowledge. Like, the more you guys know about your viewers, the more your viewers know about you, the better off everyone's gonna feel. Where YouTube is a lot more entertainment value, and it just has like that, like, you're either there to learn something or you're there to be entertained. Whereas streaming still has some entertainment value, but it's more about getting to know your community, growing friendships, things like that to play games with, and at the end of the day, just everyone have fun.
Yeah, it's more of an interactive, real-time experience. Like you said, you're getting to know that person, they're getting to know you. It's a different feeling than watching a YouTube video. And
Yep.
I know, like, one thing I've been still always evolving, trying to better myself, become a better streamer, is I've been networking a lot more this year, spending a lot more time in other streams. And also, let me say, networking in other streams doesn't mean going into the chats saying follow for follow, hey, I'm a streamer, come follow me. Don't do that. That's not networking.
I wouldn't even mention that you're a streamer unless
No.
they ask.
Yep. Just be a part of the community. Be a part of the everyday streams as much as you can. Get to know their chat. Get to know them. And all that will circle around. And it actually works. Like, I've been, like I said, I've been networking more and more. And what I've noticed is, like, the end of 2019, when I was playing a lot of Call of Duty and all the higher up games, Fortnite, stuff like that, my views would be, very bottom because it's impossible to find me. No matter how far you scroll, you're not going to get seen. But since this year I've been networking a lot more, getting to know a lot more people, now when I'm still playing Call of Duty and Escape from Tarkov and the games at the top, my view is, believe it or not, never been higher. So that's all in networking and trying to actually take time to make content outside of streaming, which I know is difficult if you're not a content creator. Like, you're not used to that, haven't been doing that, you've just been streaming, playing games. That's what I've been doing. But trying to branch out into content creating has 100% paid off for me.
And it has a learning curve too, I think. Like, you're not going to just right off the bat from streaming or start streaming, you'll stream for a month or two and then start making awesome YouTube videos or awesome TikToks or anything like that. Like, it's going to take time to kind of learn. Like, I know a lot of streamers who are starting out just are a little bit more shy and not as, I guess, open because they're not used to having an audience watching them. So it's a little bit harder to get them talking and get them used to being on camera and communicating with other people. A lot of people, I know kids especially, like a lot of kids are sitting at home. They get out of school and they sit at home and play video games. They don't really have like a big like friend following or a group that they hang out with. So a lot of these people are a little bit less social, and there is a learning curve to getting more social, getting a little bit more talkative, and just
Yep.
it'll come natural eventually. But there is definitely that learning curve, like especially making YouTube videos. Then you got to learn how to film, how to do B-roll, how to add music to it, how to edit. I mean, that's a huge process. Just editing a video takes a ton of time to learn.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're always learning. Even though you have 200 hours into it, you're always going to be learning something. And you just got to have that open mindset to be willing to learn, to take your video creation or anything to the next level. And that's really big. Like Cran just said, with networking, I mean, that was the only reason we ever started talking.
Very true.
Like 10 months ago, I jumped into a stream and we just hit it off from there. We were talking, hanging out. I think you were playing American Truck Simulator.
I was, and there's no content in that game for a viewer.
And you were just quiet and just going from like back then to when I first met you.
That was the beginning of me streaming, yeah.
Until now, like your stream is completely different. You're a lot more talkative. You're a lot more outgoing.
Way more comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's really big as far as just allowing people, like, don't jump into someone's stream if you're networking and just assume, oh, okay, they're not the best of the best. They're not Summit or they're not Shroud. They're not talking a lot. Like, don't just assume they're never going to get better. That's something you really got to, everyone focuses and everyone starts at the same place. So you just got to remember, like, they might have started, that might be their first ever stream. Like, you can't judge a book by its cover until you get to the end of the book.
Exactly.
So you got to give people a chance, and a lot of people will learn. They'll make mistakes. Hopefully they grow from it and they learn from it, and that's what grows all of us. I mean, you got to make mistakes in order to get better, I think.
Yeah, and like you just said, with not judging the streamer as soon as you jump in there, because just like yourself, starting out as a new streamer who's not used to being on camera, not used to talking and being entertaining during a stream, they're probably in the same boat as you. So that's actually, if you find someone who's just starting out with you, that's like the best kind of networking, that you can hit it off with someone and grow together, much like me and Robbie have.
I was just gonna say, just like us, like
we started about the same time, still very small streamers, very new, didn't know what we were doing. I wasn't very talkative at all because I was that guy who was, more on the shy side and quiet, stuck to myself. always kept my friend circle small. So it took me a bit of time to get used to having the camera on me, get used to being entertaining and bringing something to my stream instead of just sitting in front of my computer playing a game and waiting for someone in chat to say something and then respond to that. I try to give as much entertainment as I can when people are lurking, because just because they're not typing in chat doesn't mean they're not there. Just like I'm sure you've done with every other big streamer, is you have the stream up, you're playing your games, you're doing whatever, and you just have that on as background noise. Well, if you're not talking or just not being entertaining, then they're gonna switch to someone who is more entertaining and who is providing, I guess, more entertainment. But that's why it's just always important to always talk, never let there be too much dead silence, and just try to be always get better. Try to always evolve. Try to always get better as a streamer. Try to always get more comfortable on camera, more comfortable as a streamer. Because then you go back and look at yourself from 8 months ago. It's a completely different version. You're like, oh wow, that used to be my stream. Now look at me.
Exactly, and I
It's
think it's
so fun
big.
to do.
And it shows too. Like when you look back at an old VOD or something from a while ago, like you
Clips.
just yeah, you just know like, oh wow, that's really what how I started. And you just got to think like everyone else is starting in that same position. Not everyone's lucky enough to blow up overnight. It's not a luck thing. It's just you just got to put in the hard work and you just got to go for it. And I'm not saying throw yourself out there and make a fool out of yourself, but you do got it's like I said, a learning curve. You got to learn how to talk, how to communicate,
Yep.
especially making content outside of streaming. Like it's just it takes a lot of work. I mean, you're going to make I know a lot of people who say you're going to make 100 YouTube videos before you even start to realize like how to make a good quality YouTube video. Like it's going to
Yep.
take you some time. So don't let that motivate or don't let that discourage you from keep making videos if nobody's watching it, or if you've been streaming and you're trying to figure out what's going on, why isn't people coming in? Look at your VODs. I mean, just try to figure out what am I doing good, what am I doing bad, and just kind of figure that out. I wouldn't say compare yourself to some of the bigger streamers because a lot of it on smaller streaming is just building a community, and like you got to talk to everyone who comes in and you just got to
Yep.
try harder, I guess, than it is for a big streamer that only communicates with his chat through text to speech with $5 donations or something
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah,
you
what you
can't.
have to remember, not to cut you off, about those streamers, if they've been doing it 10 plus years, every one of them, they have their time in. They started where you were, they started at zero, they had to grow their way up. And yeah, it's a lot more difficult now, but that just means you got to put in that much more work. You got to be willing to outwork the other guy. That's what's going to separate you from him.
Exactly. So it is all about just putting in work and watching your VODs too. That's a really big thing
Yeah.
as far as how to grow and how to get bigger, things like that, is just watch your VODs. Like I said, figure out what you did right, what you did wrong, try to correct it. It's not going to happen overnight. Don't expect it to happen overnight or you're going to blow up with success. But just know that you, every little bit, if you can get 1% better every single day or every single stream, you're still moving a step forward every single time.
Yep. I
So
try to
it
watch
doesn't,
my VODs after every stream and kind of sit back with the mindset of, would you watch this stream? If you're
yep,
watching the VOD, would you continue to watch this stream? If not, why not? And then work on changing or upgrading, being a better person, being a better you than you were yesterday.
exactly. And even like I said, 1%, like you're not going to notice a
Yep.
huge difference, but over time there will be a progressive difference that you're going to see, and it's just going to snowball. It's just going to keep
Yep.
going. I mean, it's like if you live someone, you don't notice little changes that happen on a day-to-day basis, but if you don't see a friend for 2 years and you go and see them again, they're going to be totally different than they did when you saw
The
them last.
last time,
And
yep.
it's just because you haven't seen them. So you might not notice the things if you live with that person on a day-to-day basis, but over time there will be a difference. And it's the same thing with streaming, content creation. I mean, you just got to enjoy it, put yourself out there, and just have fun with it. That's really the biggest thing that comes down to it. Because, like Crandis
100%.
was saying with the whole mental health thing, like if you don't enjoy streaming or you're not to the point where you're excited to hit that go live button every single day, or every time you're going to stream. If you're sitting there wanting to stream and you just can't seem to hit that go live button, I mean, you're probably just not in the mood for it, and it's going to show.
Yep. The number one thing that I've finally figured out, which I still mess up, but is if you know before starting a stream, you know if you're in the mindset to stream, if it's going to be a good stream where you feel good, everything's going good, and you know if your mind's just not there. If, you know, you've had a bad day or you get irritated easy, or you know, this is probably not going to be a good stream, take that day off. Even if it's a scheduled day, just say, hey, I'm taking this day off. You know, I'm just not in it today. I'll be back tomorrow, or whatever the case may be. But always pay attention to your mind, and if you're not feeling it, don't force it. Because when you force it, you're just putting out bad content, and you could just spend that time, one, getting back on track, or two, networking, making a YouTube video or TikTok or something else. You could spend that better than on stream just sitting there doing nothing, playing a video game. Trust me.
And networking. That is really the
Yep.
biggest thing that is going to help you grow, and it's the biggest thing that I've noticed that helped me grow.
Same.
I mean, making YouTube videos and stuff is awesome. I love helping other people. Actually, right after this podcast, I'll be making a video just going over plugins for this Shure SM7B microphone and how to make it sound good, things like that. So that's something that really makes me happy is when someone comments on one of my previous YouTube videos and says, hey, can you cover how to make that mic sounds good? I just bought one from your video. You convinced me to buy one. It doesn't sound as good as yours. Can you help me? That's the stuff I live for. Like, that's what I just genuinely love, is helping other people. And it's cool. Like, just helping that person, knowing that I'm not asking for a thing from them. I'm not asking for them to come to my Twitch channel. It would always be nice, but I don't expect anything from anyone. And that's when it really gets fun. When you don't follow someone hoping that they follow you back or anything like that, that's when it really starts to set in and you really start to enjoy it more. When you're not focusing on the numbers and you're just doing what you do best and having fun, that's really the biggest thing. But yeah, networking is going to help you grow immensely. Like look at this. Cranjus and I jumped into a stream 10 months ago or 8 months ago, whenever it was, 10 months ago. And now we have a podcast together. Like, it's just little stuff like that growing friendships and getting as close as with your viewers as possible. Like, I know so much about everyone that hangs out in my stream. Like, I know what they do for work. I know what they're going to school for. Like, whatever it is, you just got to have that knowledge and try to build that friendship, because I feel like the closer you get with someone, the more likely they're going to come back to your stream.
100%. And another thing is, like you were saying, you have to enjoy yourself. Is, I would say, it's hard to do for every beginning streamer, because you want the numbers so bad. If you're on Twitch, you want to hit affiliate so fast. You want the subs. If you're on Mixer, you want to see the followers go up. You want to see progress. But the number one bit of advice I can give, which is proven for me, is stop looking at the numbers. You cannot look at your follower count. You cannot look at how many people are in your stream. You gotta like block that out to where you don't care about it. It is what it is. It's over there, and just enjoy what you're doing, and not care if you're being entertaining to no viewers or 10 viewers or whatever it is. Because I streamed on Twitch for about 8 months, and very low viewer base. I was always streaming to 1 to 2 viewers, if that. Just not having fun, getting burned out. Was questioning if I wanted to continue to stream or not. Like, is this for me? Do I want to keep doing it? I'm not having fun. So then I'm like, you know what? I want to make the move to Mixer. I made the move to Mixer. I stopped looking at numbers. I stopped seeing my view account. I turned that off in my OBS. And I've been in Mixer for about, 6 months now?
5 or 6, yeah.
5 or 6 months, about that. And it's been 10 times better than I ever were on Twitch. In my opinion, my streams have gotten a lot better. I'm more entertaining. I have more of a positive energy. I'm not just being a downer the entire time. I have my moments, but it's all about enjoying what you're doing and finding that schedule to where you don't get burnt out and you want to hit that go live button. You're not like, gotta stream now. You're like, yeah, let's go. Time to stream. It's
Yep.
all about positive energy. And if you're not in the positive mindset, just take the day off. There's no harm in that, especially as a new streamer. Don't be afraid to take a night off.
Yeah, exactly. I also think of streaming as like owning your own business. I mean, you kind of are at that point, but you're not in business to make money. And if you are, you're never going to grow. If you're in streaming just to grow viewers and then that's it, just to go big, you're never going to
Yep.
grow because you're doing it all for the wrong reasons. When you're there in a business or streaming because you want to grow, because you want to help other people, doing it for all the right reasons, that's really what's going to set you up. Like, I mean, weird flex, I hit affiliate on Twitch in 2 weeks. And one of those weeks I was in Texas. But like, it's
So
just
one
like,
week.
yeah, so like, but it, I had my account for 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
But you're not doing it for the numbers. I didn't care if I hit affiliate. It was a great achievement, and it really motivated me to keep going and keep pushing hard and keep improving. But once you're looking at the numbers, you start just going downhill from there. It's a spiral downhill that is
Yep.
going to be really hard to like correct and get straightened back out. Where if you just do it because you enjoy it and because that's what you love to do, the numbers don't matter, and you're going to see a lot more success streaming and doing what you love because you love it, not to make money or to grow viewers or scam people. I don't know. Scamming
Yeah.
people. I don't know. Like just whatever. Like you got to do
But
it for the right reasons. Like even
yep.
everything in life. Like I enjoy and I do things for the process. I'm not building a Twitch channel because I want to grow to 20,000 followers and 40,000. I don't know,
Yeah, the
subscribers, whatever.
Hollywood life. Yeah, the top of the top streamer.
Yeah, like I'm just here to entertain people. I'm here to have fun and let everyone else experience what I'm experiencing. And I think that's really, you got to do it for the process. Like I
Yeah,
love
exactly.
watching my numbers go up. I love watching what I'm doing and how I'm changing things. And I mean, my stream has completely changed. I mean, I've got a whole studio now here just for streaming and content creation. Like that's all
Same.
this room is for.
Same. This
So
is my
it
streaming room.
you got to do it for the process. Like I wouldn't have just done this overnight if I just started streaming yesterday. But it's just that process, that little progression each way to make your stream and your production value even better. And I think I'm a lot more outgoing. I've always been pretty outgoing, but even just outside of streaming, like these are skills that you're going to use the rest of your life. If you find a
100%.
new
That's true.
job and you got to start doing meetings and running those meetings, you're going to have to talk to 10, 15, 20 people in a webinar, whatever. Who cares? But you got to like know this type of stuff. So I think streaming is very beneficial and it can
Yep.
definitely help you with just life in general. Like you're
Oh,
always going
it
to have
has.
that.
Yeah, it has for me. Like it sounds silly, but it's just getting used to talking on camera and talking to your chat and interacting just makes everyday life that much more simple. Like you don't realize how simple it is to go have a conversation at the grocery store when you're checking out or the gas station. Like it just comes so natural. You're like, I didn't used to do that before, but didn't even
Exactly.
realize you weren't doing it. But now it just comes natural. You talk a lot more. Like Bobby said, you're more outgoing. Just
And how
if you
many
go
go
ahead.
ahead. Nope,
Nope.
go.
Nope.
Nope. Keep going.
If you enjoy the process of it and you're in it for the right reasons, you're gonna find it being so much more beneficial than just your numbers, just to stream. Like becoming a successful streamer is not about the numbers, how many subs you got. It's about just making you a better person in life. And
Yep.
it sounds like how is playing video games going to help me in life, but it actually does. It actually
Yeah.
makes you a better person if you're in it for the right reasons.
For an example, right? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I'm done. Good.
For an example, like public speaking, how many of you guys, I want to know down in the comment section right now, how many of you guys are very comfortable walking in front of a crowd of 100 plus people and standing on stage and doing a whole public speak? Because for 90% of you guys, including me,
And
I
me.
I never used to be like that. I would like almost want to puke behind stage because I was so nervous and I couldn't do it, or I would get up on stage and I would freeze like, and like public speaking class in college, scariest damn class I ever took. But at the end of it, I somehow made it through. And now, if someone came up to me tomorrow and said, "Hey, next week we're gonna have you on stage in front of the whole town of wherever I'm living," and say, "Hey, we want you to talk about whatever," and it's something I know, I'm gonna walk up there with confidence, with my head high, and just fucking kill it. And that's really what you got to do. Like, it's just it helps with everything. Like, you guys don't realize, like, public speaking used to scare the absolute shit out of me. Like, pardon my language.
Same.
Like, now, like, let's go. Like,
Yeah.
can I do this right now? Like, I can improv this shit. Like, I don't have to prepare. Preparing is just gonna make me more nervous.
Yeah.
Then I gotta read this thing, and I gotta try to figure out how to read. It seems like reading in front of a group of audience is really hard. I don't know why, but I'd rather just go up there and improv something, just like this podcast. And I think that really helps a lot with just from streaming. Like, just doing that really helps coming up with situations, talking with
Yeah.
people, and just interacting in general with everyone. So, like, if I had a business meeting and I had to run it, it's gonna be that much easier.
A good example of what you just said is this podcast. We don't come up with like scripts on what to say. Like, we come up with basic topics right before the podcast and spend the next half hour to 45 minutes just talking. Like, we don't plan on what we're going to say, which is
Yep.
all just on the top of our head and off the fly. And if you look at like the first couple episodes, those were more scripted to what we're going to be talking about. But then, like, no, let's just get away from that. Let's just talk. Like,
Yep.
the whole point, the whole reason how this podcast started was me and you would sit in Discord for 4 hours at a
Hours.
time until like the wee hours of the morning, just
Yep.
bullshitting about anything. Like, why don't we film this? Why don't we turn this into a podcast? Like, we're doing it anyways. Let's make it into a podcast. And that's how Streamer's Own Podcast was born.
And it turned out really good so far, and I'm absolutely loving every second of it. I mean, it's just really
And-
cool to be able to come out and help other people. Like, we've got one talking about streaming to 0 viewers and how to kind of break away from that. Like, we've got a lot of really cool stuff. So if you guys have not seen it, check out our other videos.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of really cool stuff. We do some silly stuff like talking about the coronavirus and things like that. And maybe one of our podcasts down the road we'll talk about like Elon Musk and Tesla or something. Who knows?
Hope so.
Yeah, we're always looking for different suggestions. So if you guys have anything, also please leave a comment down below, and
Yep.
we will be making a podcast on your suggestions if it's reasonable.
For sure. And like, the number one thing, like, we're not big streamers by any means. We're still, just making our way up. But we've been there, done that with the basics beginning streaming. We've both done it. We've both seen what works and doesn't work. So when we have grown from the things we've done. So we're not at, Ninja or the Summit level yet, but we've been there, done that in the basics of streaming, so we can help the beginning streamers out. And we actually can show and prove that what we do does work. So that's
Absolutely.
why I like giving input and doing the podcast in any way that I can help any knowledge I have. Like this microphone and the Go XLR and all that stuff, I'm still figuring out as I go, but I now know a little bit that the beginning streamer may not know about it. Same with you and your audio. I know your setup's very technically
Absolutely.
challenged.
Yep. Also, if you guys do notice, the boom arm is now on this side of the screen instead of the left side. So that's pretty exciting.
Yep.
It's a little complicated getting it positioned right, but
Yeah, he broke it. Let's not let him fool you.
it was cool. But Crandus, we got a couple extra minutes. You want to talk about what happened Friday?
Nope. Yeah, okay. So, Friday nights on both of our streams are game nights where we always play with each other.
This is about to get good, so you guys better listen.
It's about to get good. You may want to listen. So, this is how basically our friendship started. Like, we would jump into streams, like, it was only once a week. We basically wouldn't talk the rest of the days, but Friday we knew was game night. We'd get together, like, Friday, talk about what game we're going to play tonight. So, we've been doing that for months and months and months. So this Friday, so last Friday, it was I was having one of those days where I was mentally not there streaming. I knew should not be streaming right now. Any other day but a Friday night, I would have took off. But I'm like, I don't want to ditch on game night. I'm gonna stream. It's fine. I started with Call of Duty.
Well, you thought it was fine.
I thought it was fine. It was not fine. I started with Call of Duty. The worst 2 hours of Call of Duty in my life. I was annoyed, pissed off, slamming my desk, just visibly upset. Hit my mic. Just, oh, it's gonna be bad.
I don't mean to laugh. It's just this. Is
No,
good.
it's no. Go ahead. Listen, we've been there. It's funny at this point. Then we move over. Bobby starts his stream about 2 hours after I do. It's time for Escape from Tarkov. If you've ever played Escape from Tarkov, you know, just even in a good mood, that game can make you rage quit and throw your, I'd say controller, but throw your phone at the wall and be pissed off. And on a good day,
Punch
now
your
I'm
monitor.
already punch your monitor. Now I'm already going in upset, aggravated. I thought to begin that day it was gonna be duos, me and him, which is good. We're good. We make lots of money. You know, it's all good. Cool. That'll be a good night. As soon as we start, first, was it a scav run or a PMC?
Scav run.
Scav run, okay? 2 people. Communication is key in that game. First thing that happens, guy jumps in Discord. That's going to be playing the next game. So yeah, I'm updating the game. I'll be in next game. Cool. Talking the entire time about random things. Just so frustrating the hell out of me. Because I'm trying to focus on the game, and then he's talking in my ear, and I'm still trying to communicate with Labby here. Too many voices in my head. Just irritating. I'm already on like a 9 when I shouldn't be. None of that should have bothered me. Annoyed. Then, another guy jumps in, now we're playing 4s. Everyone's in Discord. They're having the most random conversation ever about things that they shouldn't even be talking about. And they're talking so loud, I turned them down in my ears. But they were still talking over Labby. So we're at Shoreline. You know, trying to make some money. We got some loot. It's all good. We're making our way towards Extract. Everything's fine. They see a guy running down a hill. Okay? We start taking shots at him. They start going down the hill to go shoot this guy. I follow to go try to shoot him. I'm looking for him, can't find him. It's fine. I say, where's everybody at? They all say, oh, we're all on this rock here. Like, okay. I turn around, because, like, y'all got him. There's a guy staring at me with a gun. I swear to God, it looked like a pistol. Which that scav or that player had. I'm like, is anyone behind us with a pistol? Anyone at all? I couldn't hear Bobby say, yes, that's me by the fence. I'm by the fence. If you go watch his stream, he very clearly says it's him by the fence. I never heard that because the other 2 guys were talking over him. So then I proceed to shoot him. Twice.
I didn't
kill
die.
him. Didn't kill him. I could have killed him, but yeah. I took 2 shots, then he started screaming loud. I heard that. Then I got pissed because I couldn't hear him. I'm like, this effing communication is ridiculous. Then I pull the slider down on my Go XLR, muting all of Discord. I can't hear anything. Stream can't hear anything. Discord is non-existent. So 3 people in the game with, nope. I start running to Extract. I run right in front of him as he's still against the wall. I run right in front of him going Extract. Assuming he saw me, don't shoot me. So I'm running down there, and because I dumped like half my mag, I reload my mag. I then drop my mag. And if you've ever played Escape from Tarkov, you know when you drop things, there's a good chance it goes invisible. Can't find it. So
Yep.
he's saying, is anyone by the fence? Is anyone down by the fence? I can't hear that because I'm muted Discord. I'm circling around, looking down with my gun, trying to find my mag. And then I get one tapped in the head by him. Oh my God, I was pissed. I alt-tabbed the game. I got out of Discord. I was done with that. I ended my stream. Gone. Done. They were all trying to figure out what just happened. Oh,
Yeah, I was shocked that you
I
left.
say, what
I
was going
like,
on
"Did
once
you
that I
really
left?"
Leave? I was like, Crandus, like, was that you? Because I shot him one tapped him in the head, killed him instantly. He
Yeah, it was a
dropped
good shot.
and said, "I got one tapped. Thanks, Robbie." And I was like,
Yeah, because
What are you supposed to? I asked if someone was running down the fence, and I didn't hear any response because I was muted in his Discord. He couldn't hear
yeah,
me say that, so he's dead. And I'm like, guys, like everyone else in Discord, like, did I not say, is anyone running down the fence? And nobody responded because nobody was running down the fence except for Cranjus, but he didn't hear me.
it was
So he
muted.
didn't, and so he didn't respond because he didn't hear me, and so I killed him. And so I'm like, Cranjus, what the hell? And then everyone else in my Discord was like, yo, he left. Like, he's out of Discord. And I had
Yeah.
my stream up, so I had streamer whatever. Streamer.
What? I
almost said streamer
What is
zone.
it called? I almost said streamer zone as well. What's it called? Streamer mode. Streamer mode.
Streamer mode, yeah. So I didn't hear him leave chat in Discord. And so I was like, what the hell? And then immediately I alt tab, go to his stream. Stream is ended. I'm like, oh shit, he's pissed. And immediately what I'm thinking is, fuck, I'm going to be doing this fucking podcast by myself now. Like, he is mad. And it's just a perfect example of don't stream if you're just not mentally there or just ready to do that.
I should have took the day off. And the best part is when I made the decision to, after I shot Labby and I was like, I'm going to extract, I start running. I said in my stream, fuck that idiot with the pistol. I'm out. And I started running. Later on in that night, I'm sneaking in his stream. They're watching my VOD of what it was happening. Right at the point when I said, fuck that guy with the pistol. And then he's like, I didn't even have a pistol. I'm like, oh God, he thinks I was talking about him. I'm like, do I say something now or just wait till the next morning? I'm like, oh geez. So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, now he's super pissed at me. He thinks I'm talking shit about him. In his mind, he thinks that I'm pissed at him. It's like, oh, it was a whole thing. So
yeah, it was crazy.
It was crazy. So basically, if you're not feeling it, take the day off. Otherwise, you're gonna get tapped in the head for muting Discord, and it's gonna be a whole thing. But it was fun. It was made for a good laugh afterwards. But
oh yeah,
oh boy.
So just to wrap, we talked about going over and networking a bunch, making content outside of streaming on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all of that stuff. And just leave a comment down below on if you guys network, what are your techniques on networking, growing your community. We would love to hear it all. And that's all we got for you guys. We hope you guys have a fantastic week, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Ta-ta.